Right, we're going to do the Sudoku Rubik's Cube. Like my other videos, we don't have a map for this one. We're going to use purely logic, the Sudoku method, to solve the cube. We'd use left and right algorithms as a procedure for moving the bits around the cube. So if you've done the beginner's method on the 3x3, you should be okay with this. I'm not going to go through the actual procedure much. Okay, so we're going to start by just labeling a few edge pieces in particular. They're key to solving this. We're going to do the four corners to start with. If you try across at this stage, there are just so many permutations. You'll just go through reams of paper trying to work out which fits. Here, obviously, you've got four, which all need to be in orientation on three sides, so there's less an opportunity to go wrong. Okay, so this procedure should be applicable to any cube, whatever the configuration. And so hopefully if you've got one that's scrambled, you should be able to use this to solve it. Okay, so the edges, we're going to use a method to describe them. Okay, there are three types of edge. They can be right angles, where the numbers are at a right angle to each other. You can have them in line like this, or they can be parallel. They can run parallel with each other. Okay, there are subtypes as well. Okay, so the inline ones, for instance, you've got the head to head, where the heads and the numbers go together. You can have the bottom of the numbers, so a toe to toe, and you can also have ones which are in head to toe. So the head of the number goes to the toe of the number. So that's the inline numbers. The other ones are the parallels. They can either be in the same orientation, this cube doesn't have any of those, or they can be inverted like this. Okay, you can either have the upright number on the left or it can be on the right. The third category are the right angles, and you'll have a number at the top or the bottom, and the right angled number will be pointed to the left or to the right, the head of the number that is. So this one, for instance, is top, and the 7 is pointing to the left, so it's a top left. And this one, for instance, is bottom, head of number to the left, so that's the bottom left. Okay, so that's how we're going to describe those. What you'll find is that because we've got, like, say this one is a top left, you'll find that these will have similar configurations to the other edges as well. So that one is that one's in line and this one's at a right angle. Each edge piece can be in two positions. So this one, for instance, can be in that position, or it can be in that position. The heads to heads, the toes to toes, and the inverted parallels will work in both positions according to their neighbouring pieces, so they'll look good each way. So the only way you can work out which position they should be in is to make sure there's no number matches on the side. Okay. The other thing I'd like you to think about is numbers don't move. This one is top left. If I go to that there, wherever I put that number, it's going to be at the top left, and the numbers beside it will always be in the same orientation. So you'll know that these are both going to be sort of upright. Okay, so with that in mind, we're going to start solving the cube. So we're going to start with a unique piece. I've written all these numbers down, the ones that I've all just mentioned. So as you can see here, you've got the right angled numbers there's only one of each. There's only one head to head, one toe to toe, and the other categories are parallels, and the inline numbers, there's two of each. So you can see that, as a jigsaw puzzle goes, we're narrowing down the options. I always start with a unique number if we can. So we're going to start with this one. Okay, so that basically means that when we start with this, the numbers on each side of this, because that's unique, they'll be unique as well. Okay, so we know that they'll be right once they go in. I have done this cube before just to save time. So you can see these fit together, and that. So there's your first row. So these three, we know for certain that these have to be right. There's no other way they will go together. As I said, we're going to start with the corners, so we're going to get the other two corners that fit with this. And there's one there, the one. You can see that these fit. And the last one is... Okay, it's there. So you can hunt around all day long with these. There's only two corners that will match with those. You can see they all fit in the same orientation. Here we have a bottom right configuration either side of this. So we know that there's only one of those left. As you can see on there, it's the bottom right, it's the 9 and the 9. Okay, which is currently here, so we're going to have to shift that one. Okay, so we know that these three are correct and these three are correct as well. Okay, so we don't know what the middle number is yet, but we've got to put the two edges in. Now, if you look at the edge of the cube, you can see that this number is an inverted parallel number with the right upright. Same for the one above. So we need to find the parallel upright, sorry, the parallel left upright. And as you can see, we've got a 1 and a 4 and a 5 and a 9. Okay, we have a 5 and a 9 here, so it can't be that. So it has to be the 1 and the 4. We've got a 1 here, so that means the 4 must go here. There it is. Okay, so there's the 4. This one is a parallel inverted right upright, as you can see, and with that one we've got a 1 and a 7 and a 6 and a 5. We have a 6 and a 5 here, so it must be the 1 and the 7. We have a 1 there, so it can't be the 1, so the 7 must go here. Okay, so so now we have the ring done, and the remaining number to go in there is a 2. Okay, so that's the first layer complete. We know it's correct because we've done it using logic. The next stage now is to work out which number goes directly under there. We need to know how this is orientated. We can't have two ones together. We need this T. There should be no number repetition, so it can't be that. Is it the 6? No, we've got 2 3s. Is it the 3? No, again we have the 2 1s. Can it be the 1? It was the remaining one, so it has to be right. And we can see that these T's don't have any number repetition, so we know that the 1 sits underneath the 2. The next stage is to make sure that the centre square is and the edge is in alignment. This one's rotated 180 degrees. Okay, so we can't have that. So what we have to do is we do FR, and then we rotate the face so that these two numbers are in the same orientation, and then we do R prime, F prime to put them back. This corner will be disrupted, so we need to make a note of it before we do anything so you can put it back afterwards. Okay, so this is 174, so here we go. So it's FR, and then we rotate these two numbers, and then R prime, F prime, and then we put the number back in. This just needs to spin around a little bit because when you do them 180 degrees, they don't go straight back in very easily. Okay, so these numbers are done. These are already in, which is nice. This is 180 degrees as well. So remember this corner, 5 3 3. So FR, let's get it 180. R prime, F prime. And then we need to put that back in, spin it around. Okay, so that one's right, that one's right, that one's right, this one isn't. 864 FR. Okay, so the first layer is complete with the center squares in the right position and they're in the right orientation as well. Next stage is to do the 4 edges of the second layer, so turn it upside down. You'll notice that these two numbers are horizontal, so we're looking at these 4 edges all being in line. The inline numbers is, as you can see there, we've got 2 heads to toes, toe to toe, head to head. Okay. Remember, the heads to heads and toes to toes will look good in both positions, so you should only put them in if you can see that there's no number repetition. Okay, so to move that from there, you do opposite way it needs to go. You right algorithm, rotate, left algorithm, and that puts that in there. Whatever's in there will pop into that layer. Okay, and you do the reverse if you want to put something from there to there. Okay, so let's see what we've got. We've got, as you look at this cube, you'll see that this number and that number go toe to toe, okay? That means that this is a toe to toe. The toe to toe we have here is the 5 and the 9, okay, which is here. So that needs to go here, but as I said before, it will look good in both positions. So we need to work out whether there's any number repetition. If I put that there, the 9 will be here. If I put it the other way, so that the 5's there, we've got 2 5's together, so we know that that goes there. So opposite way, right algorithm, rotate the cube clockwise, left algorithm. So we've worked that out, we know where that is. And okay, so the heads to toes only go in one position. So we've got a head to toe here. And the 2 head to toes we've got are a 1 in a 7 and a 2 in a 9. So will the 2 in the 9 fit? No, it won't, because we've got a 9 here. So if that 2 went there and that 9 went there, we'd have 2. So it's not that one. It's the 1 in a 7, which is already here. So I'm going to pop that back out into top row by just doing one of these algorithms just to get it back out again. Okay, so the 2 that we need, or was the 1 in the 7? There it is. Okay, so we have a head to toe there, and the 7 can go here, and the 1 can go here. Okay, so opposite way, right algorithm, rotate the cube, left algorithm. So we know that the 7 and the 1 is correct. The 2 in the 9 is the only one left to go in this position, so we know that has to go here. So opposite way. And the last piece is the head to head. You can see the head and that number goes to that number. The head to head is here, the 6 and the 2. We need to know which way it goes. Does it go this way or does it go that way? Okay, if we put it this way, then we'll end up with this 2 there. We can't have 2 2's, so it must go that way. So opposite way, left algorithm, right algorithm. Okay, so that's the second layer done. As I say, we know for sure that is correct because we've used logic all the way through. The 2 is there and the 1 is underneath it, so that hasn't changed. So what we have now in the top layer, it's quite a lot of 8s by the look of it. Anyway, what I'd look for first is a number of repetition in the first 2 layers. As you can see here, we've got a 7 and a 1, same there, same here and here. That means they cannot go in the top layer, okay? They have to go on the top. So where do they go? There's 1 7 and there's 1 1. Okay, well, as I said before, that 1 is always going to be in the bottom left, wherever you put it on the cube, so we know that it's going to be there. Okay, so I'm going to write this down on a piece of paper because we need to do a cross once we get these numbers established. So there's the 1. We know we've got an 8 in the middle. So the 7 is here. Where does it go? Again, it goes at the top left. Okay, it always goes, it doesn't shift. So that's 3 numbers completed. Okay. The other thing you notice, obviously, is that we've got 2 horizontal layers in the bottom. So that means any number in the top layer must be horizontal too. So if we've got any right-angled numbers, we know which one goes next to the horizontal layer. So that one does, okay? So we know that this one is actually on the top layer. Where does it go? It's a 4 and it goes in the middle. The other right-angled number, we've got a 3 and an 8. Again, this is laying parallel. We can't have the 3 here at a right angle, so we know that this is the position that this edge piece is going to be in. So the 3 is on the top. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Okay. Okay, so let's try one of the edge pieces, sorry, the corners, pardon. Okay, so here we have a 5, a 6 and an 8. Okay, we can't have 2 8s on the corner, so we know there's a 5 and a 6 has to go here. Okay, now looking at the cube, the 5 go at the bottom right, and so can the 6. We haven't got any 5s or 6s in there yet, so we don't know which way they're going to go. As you can see, with the 6 in this position, these 2 numbers are parallel. Okay, so the 6 is looking good. If it was the 5 at the bottom, then these numbers are at a right angle to this layer, which you can't have, so that must be a 6. That leaves us 1 corner at the top, which is the 8 and the 2 2s. We have an 8, obviously it can't go there again, so it's either at the bottom, which we've already got a 6, or the top right. So we know it's the top right. Okay, so we've got 2 edge pieces left. We've got a 5 and a 6 here, as you can see. We've already got a 6, so it can't be a 6, so we know the 5 is on top. Where does it go? It goes there on the right-hand side, sorry, left-hand side. And the other edge is the 5 and the 9. Okay, we've already got a 5 on the top, we can't have that, so the 9 is the remaining one, and as you can see, it is there. Okay, I'm going to do a 5 next to that, and a 6, so we know where we are, because the next stage we're going to discuss. So we've completed, we know what the configuration is for that top layer. Okay, what we've got to do is make a cross now, and so we're looking for an L shape to complete the cross. If we don't have an L shape, we have to rotate single face, do right algorithm, put the single face back again. If we do have the left, we do a double face like that, right algorithm, put it back again to get the cross. So have we got an L shape? We've got a 3, and we have a 4. Okay, so the 3 and the 4 belong on the top of this cube, so there's your L shape. So we're going to put a double face, right algorithm, put the face back again, and now you can see that we've got a 4, 5, 9 and a 3. Now, as luck would have it, these are all in the same orientation as the 8. I don't really want that for the purpose of the video. That has actually skipped a step. So I'm going to just do something just to sort of mess that up and bring it back again. Okay, so a 3 in the okay. So we have the 5, the 4, the 9 and the 3. So we've got our cross now, okay? And the next stage is to put the 4 corners in the right position as they relate to the 8. So we need a 7, a 2, as you can see with this, 7, 2, 1, 6, 7, 2, 1, 6. We need to find out, we need 1 in the right place. That's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong, and so is that. Okay, so it means we've got to just move these at least one corner around to get one in the right. We need one in the right position. So I'm going to do 3 right algorithms. Rotate it clockwise, 3 left. Okay, so we should have at least one in the right position. We do. It's the one here. Okay, so you can see we've got one corner as it relates in the right position as it relates to the 8. Okay. So what we need to do now is that the 3 remaining ones, we need to work out how we're going to rotate them to get them in the right positions. Okay, if you want to move something clockwise, you put the edge which is in the right position relates to the 8 to the right. You do 3 right algorithms, rotate clockwise, 3 left. If you want to move, if you want this one to stay where it is and rotate these anti-clockwise, you put it here and you do 3 left, anti-clockwise, rotate, and then 3 right algorithms. So we know this one is right. Okay, so we need to know whether or not we need to put it here or there. So which way do these 3 need to rotate? That needs to go there, okay, above the 1. So it needs to rotate in a clockwise direction, okay? That means this needs to go on bottom right, and we do 3 algorithms. 2, 3, rotate clockwise, 3 left. Okay, so now these should be in the right position, which they are. 7, 2, 1, 6, okay? So they're in the right position as they relate to the 8. The next stage is to bring the numbers to the surface, okay? We do that by putting the cube upside down, and we keep rotating. We do right algorithms until the number we want on the side here is at the bottom, okay? And then we rotate to the next number until it's finished. So here we go. So look at the 7. There it is. Okay, so 7 done. Now this 2. And then 6 is all right, and so is the 1. Okay. So, actually, no, that's incorrect. We've got the wrong 2. We've got to make sure that we have, there's 2 2s on this cube. That one needs to be at the bottom. Okay. So now we have 7, 2, 1, and a 6. Okay, and what we need to look for now is, do we have any in the right, any red edge in the right position? Unfortunately, we don't. There's these are all wrong, so we need to get 1 in the right position. So what we're going to look for here in the last stage, if you want to rotate these 3 clockwise, you do 1 left algorithm, 1 right, 5 left, 5 right. If you want to go anti-clockwise, it's 1 right, 1 left, 5 right, 5 left. Okay, so we're just going to do any just to get 1 at least in the right position. So 1, 1, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the one that's in the right position is the 5. Okay, so now we put the solved edge against us, and then we rotate these 3 either clockwise or anti-clockwise, depending on which way they need to go. So I can see, looking at this, that the 9 needs to go next to the 8. Okay, so that needs to go there. So it's anti-clockwise. So that means we do 1 right, 1 left, 5 right, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's the cube finished. Okay, so I'm not a cuber. Okay, I like puzzles, and they are quite tricky. They take some time to learn, but anybody can do it. Okay, you just need a bit of time and patience if you enjoy puzzles. Okay, so if you've got any questions about how to solve the cube, just put them on YouTube, and I'll do my best to answer them. So I'll just give you the completed cube just in case you decide to make one identical to this to practice with. And good luck.